Hey, I'm Tom.
And I'm Tyrann.
Welcome to episode 109 of Bird Squad.
All right, we're back in the normal setup today after last week. Hopefully that was good. It came out a lot better than I was expecting. It went well. I'm new to that, but happy that went well. And we're back now with a little rumors and a little bit of draft stuff as it's, 4/12? We're about, 2 weeks away?
Getting close, man. Time's ticking and lots of rumors, lots of stuff going on, lots of mock drafts that have been percolating for months now. Who knows?
Yeah, so we'll get into that in a little bit, but right off the bat, kind of the biggest rumor going around, Eagles Nation right now. Lots going on. They met with him virtually. Lots of rumors that they're the front runner right now, down to 2 teams, Eagles, Saints, and then the Steelers are a little bit into it. Honey Badger. I don't know. It's been something people want. It's something I think we would both very much agree with and think it would be a good signing. To a lot of people, the offseason has been a failure. I would disagree. But to a lot of people, they haven't done enough. We've talked about it, but I think that would get a lot of people in good graces.
I think, that would be a piece of the puzzle that would give Gannon some more versatility. Getting somebody that can play, slot.
Yep.
Cover the slot. Also have some, veteran leadership in that, locker room would be an added plus. I mean, I still think, is the Honey Badger where he was a few years ago? No. Is he on the tail end?
Yes.
Yeah, but I still think there's a lot left in the tank.
Yes, and to contribute to that, I think a lot of people thought of this also. I think it was Friday when it happened. Rodney McLeod leaves for the Colts. First off, Rodney McLeod, Super Bowl, great guy. He was a good piece when we had him. We thought they'd bring him back, thought they should bring him back. Safety's not a strength on this team. You let him walk. It kind of feels like they're either confident they can get this done or they're kind of putting a lot into it.
Yeah, it kind of feels like they got something up their sleeve because, they really gave Anthony Harris kind of no money to come back. So, and then leaving Rodney walk,
they're kind of similar.
There's something brewing.
Yes, Rodney and Honey Badger are similar. Honey Badger's obviously a little better, but I would assume, I don't know. I think the contract is a little weird. I don't even really know where to guess for Honey Badger, kind of where. I think the reason it's taking so long is he's kind of caught off guard from Kansas City. I think he liked it there, enjoyed it there. The biggest threat, apparently it's us and the Saints. The biggest threat that the Saints have, because I actually think the Eagles are a better team than the Saints as they stand. I think the Saints are good, but they're losing a couple of their pieces. See what Winston is this year, but I think the big draw that you have to look at nowadays in sports with anything, hometown team, he's from Louisiana, went to LSU, Saints are right there, and then it's us. So I think that's the biggest draw for the Saints. Depends if he wants to come up here or not.
Yeah, I mean, it would kind of cap off this offseason if we could make some kind of big splash here just before the draft.
Yes.
Because, we're still on pins and needles with that draft selections that we have. It's like, where are we going? We going both picks defense? We going 1 pick offense, 1 pick defense? Or, like I've talked about this whole time, the name I want to hear them say is Nakobe Dean.
Yes, and I agree with that for sure. I think that is, the ideal situation. Like we said right at the beginning, the mock drafts are everywhere. It is a very unpredictable draft. Usually by this time, you know who's going number 1. You know who's going in the top 5. And there's big question marks, even who's going number 1. It was that Hutchinson kid the other day. It's now that kid from Georgia after the combine. There is so much skepticism of what's going on, and that goes from 1 to 32. So that leaves the Eagles picks also up to discussion. Their pre-draft interviews have been all over the place like usual. Matt Corral, not looking too much into that. They had Jameson Williams today, who is a good name, and I think him and Smitty would be very nice together.
Wow.
But it gets to the point, do you use a first-round pick on a wide receiver again? I don't, but I think he's going to be there.
I mean, if it's a hit, if it's a definite hit, yes. Give this guy, if you're putting your trust in Hurts, we got to get this guy weapons. Rager is not cutting
they're
it.
Calling, well, apparently he's high. People are calling. He's high product.
Yeah, people are calling, right? They got the wrong number. I mean, because if they were calling and I took the call, I'd be like, what do you want? I'll drive him with a suitcase full of money to wherever you want me to drop him off. But, I mean, I still think, we haven't really addressed wide receiver this offseason either. So are they looking at one pick in defense and one pick on offense?
The thing maybe they are looking at a wide receiver, and maybe they eventually take one. I think with one of the 10 picks, they will at least take one wide receiver. See if it's in the first 2 rounds or not. It's deep in the wide receiver. That's the main thing with this draft class. Do you really want to spend one in the first round with it being so deep? They're going to tell you, they're going to think Quez is going to take a step forward. They got Pascal, and they have faith that Smitty's going to be Smitty. But that's the thing I hear them telling us in a press conference after something.
The only one I have faith in is Smitty.
Yes, Devontae. That's about it. But I don't know. I think there's a lot of guys, and there's a lot of good guys, but I don't think they're going to be there.
Just please read off a name that is from either Alabama or Georgia.
I think...
Don't read off a name from Washington, Stanford. I don't care. I don't want them.
I think 15 is going to be a D lineman. I think that's kind of where I'm at, but I don't know who. I know
I've heard they're thinking of that Florida State kid.
They're interviewed. One of those interviews was with that Penn State kid. I don't know.
Do they stay at 15 or can
that's
they move
the other
up?
thing too, because
can they get a little higher?
That's the thing too, because they interviewed Sauce the other day. Sauce would be a stud, but he's gonna be like top 10.
Who's got the sauce?
Dude, Saucy and
Sauce, man. Woo!
And then Stingley, people are dropping and rising. Kyle
Stingley.
Hamilton with not Kyle Hamilton. Wow, not the F1 driver. I can't think of the kid from Notre Dame, the safety. Hamilton. I don't know what his first name is.
I think it's Kyle.
And then I'm getting my names mixed up, but that's what I mean. They're all over the place. I think, as much as I don't think quarterbacks are going to go, I think they are. I think at some point someone's going to jump. You know how always someone reaches for one because they get excited? And like the Bears a couple years ago with Trubisky, they move all the way up to snag him even though no one... Daniel Jones with the Giants, they just take him out of nowhere. Someone will do that.
Somebody's going to jump up for
Malik Willis or Kenny Pickett. Yeah, that's what I mean. Someone's going to go up there, so that's going to go. It really is that. Really, I mean, we are 2 weeks away. I could not tell you guess of who it could be.
That is always the interesting thing to watch on draft night, like who starts slipping.
Yeah.
And how far they're going to slip.
Yeah.
And, who's going to be on that board still at 15?
That's what I mean.
I mean,
I don't know.
There could be a bunch of possibilities. So we got 15, and then what do we got?
18.
18.
Yes.
So
yeah, they could move still. I just think it's funny. I mean, last year we had it down to 5 people that we wanted. We had DeMar Chase if he was there, Surtain, Waddle, and Devontae were our kind of main guys that we wanted to see them either get or see what happened. And it worked out. But now I can't even give you a list. I know guys I want, but I don't think they're guys that they're going to either be there or that they'll logically take.
I just feel like, and I know I'm probably driving you guys nuts, but I feel like that Nakobe Dean is an impact player.
Well, Ray Diddy thinks the same thing. He said that in the
past. I feel like
past.
he is going to come. He would come in to wherever he's going and change that whole dynamic on defense.
That's where I continue to say I get your reasoning with if you take JMO and you go out and get a wide receiver, get another stud kid. I mean, even that's the big thing with him too. He's coming off an ACL. That dropped his stock too, that he might be there at 18. Or if I don't know. It really is. I still don't know if they're going to be there at 15 and 18 to see what they want to do. But if you have faith in Jalen, you do really want to make him prove it this year, then maybe you go out there. But I still believe they need to address defense.
Another kid, though, that I heard could be around in maybe second, third round is that running back from Michigan State.
Oh, that Kenneth Walker.
Kenneth Walker. I mean, we need another running back. That would be a pick.
I would agree with that. That's what I mentioned that a little bit in the past too. That running back is like it's in a weird middle stage. It's all right with where it is, but none of it is long term. Miles, I don't think is long term. Love Boston to death, but he's not long term. Jordan Howard, he's maybe on the practice squad again and be flip-flopping fourth. And Kenneth Gainwell, they like as like a piece. You know what I mean? Like, running back definitely does need a future there. See what they do. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they do take a running back at some point and it's like a beefier, bigger running back. I think that's something this team's lacked.
I mean, the thing I really like about this whole time of year is we're all sitting around thinking whatever. But they already have a game plan.
Oh, well,
they already know where they're going. And if that guy's on the board, that's who they're taking.
Yep.
If they get to 15 and that guy's gone, plan B.
Yep.
So that's the intriguing part of this whole draft process. It's like, man, add some pieces. It was what was the quote? We're building for the future, but we're preparing for the present. Is that what Laurie said at his press conference? I just hope that they know that the future starts at either Alabama or Georgia. Okay?
Yeah, I mean, if you get Honey Badger and sprinkle in a good draft, people are going to be smiling.
Yeah, I mean, because, we're not quite there yet.
Yeah, as we've said.
But this division is wide open.
Yeah,
right?
It's winnable, and I think they know that. But like we said, they know also not to get into big contracts and really put themselves in a constraint when they're trying to do something.
But keep adding these pieces, and I see 2-3 years from now, we're definitely...
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, a week removed from that trade, I think it was a big success. And I do agree that our time frame was kind of right. At the end of last season, we said about probably 2-3 years. That's kind of where they're at. I mean, this will be year 2 of this rebuild. And I think next year, as much as that's hard to say, like not this coming season, but next season, I think you're kind of back to trying to contend. So we'll have to see. I mean, obviously it starts with the draft. This team needs a good draft, like we said last season, and they came through for the most part last year with the draft, and see what happens in a couple of weeks. But we'll be back as always next week.
I got last year's draft hat on because that brought the luck of Devontae to Philadelphia.
Get the mojo, whatever we need.
We're working the mojo for next, 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll obviously be very adamant and very paying attention to the draft as we get closer. So we'll be back, as always, next Wednesday. So thank you guys always for watching. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at birds_squawk. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Go Birds.